Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, the U.S. and its allies continue to conduct humanitarian aid drops into Gaza over the weekend. The U.S. Central Command has more on what's entering the war-torn country. Turning out to Friday's helicopter crash at the southern border that killed 2 National Guard members and a Border Patrol agent. We'll tell you what we're learning about their identities and the investigation this morning. And investigators appear to have ruled a murder investigation in Hawaii a murder-suicide. 25 News now has the latest as authorities work to uncover a motive.
And once again, we're tuned in here to the Detour North Hospital live view. We're seeing traffic there on the road moving around pretty nicely this morning. Warm and humid week ahead, that is for sure. What about rain chances? We'll take a look coming up.
Big weekend for Victoria East sports. One team trying to punch a playoff ticket, the other trying to send some athletes to state. I'll have that in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
I'm Trey Manning.
And today it's the 11th day of March 2024.
That it is.
And it's 6:31, Trey.
Already this morning, 6:31. Not bad for Monday.
On our Monday morning, and it's National Clean Out Your Closet Week. So make a plan. Separate those clothings or pieces of items.
You never know what you'll find in there. Things you've lost years ago, all of a sudden you'll find them.
There could be some treasure there.
Could be a lot of treasure there potentially.
And it's nice to be tidy.
Got to be tidy, spick and span, looking good.
Well, Trey, how's our forecast looking for the week? Or is it nice and orderly?
Pretty much in order. If you like humidity, yes, that's a check mark.
Need the hairspray.
Then eventually some rain chances. That's probably it's time to use your spray. All right, on the outside, we're seeing a live view, of course, from the Detour North Hospital, and we're seeing temperatures in the 50s this morning, 56 degrees currently in Victoria, and low 50s north of the city, from Hallettsville to Cuero to Yoakum and Gonzales, even toward Columbus as well. 60s along the immediate coast, typically warmer along the coastline. That's definitely the case this morning. Looking at this nice image here, this is the night vision satellite, and we're kind of taking a look like it would be at night, of course, with all the cities lit up, as you see right there, Houston, Austin, San Angelo, and points to the west. Cloud cover offshore in the Gulf of Mexico. Some lingering clouds here in the Gold Crescent area, not producing any rainfall anymore. There were some rain showers earlier, you see right here, when they're near water, and they actually gave Victoria a few sprinkles earlier this morning. And the activity along the Gulf of Mexico beginning to fade on out now, moving to the south. So I think that the drier air will be in place for us here. The lower levels definitely keep it on the humid side, so air conditioners required today, and use your hairspray, as Carolina says. By Tuesday morning in the mid to upper 70s, 80s coming up by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday potentially. A little bit cooler here. What's happening here on Saturday? Well, the front moves through, cools us down a little bit, with rain chances by then as well. So something to keep in mind as you make your way toward the rest of the week. And once again, let's take a look at our weather headlines to get your half hour started. Warm and humid, that's definitely in place. Gusty winds midweek with the front getting closer to us. Rain chances also in there. Wind, though, I'll let you know coming up later on in the full forecast. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. U.S. Central Command and the Royal Jordanian Air Force conducted the latest airdrop of humanitarian aid into Gaza Sunday. CENTCOM says a U.S. C-130 dropped over 11,500 meals, including rice, flour, pasta, and canned food. Another aid drop on Saturday saw over 41,400 U.S. meals and 23,000 bottles of water delivered into the area. That drop involved the U.S. Air Force and Army, not the Royal Jordanian Air Force. CENTCOM says it continues to plan follow-up aerial deliveries. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We ask you, do you agree with the U.S. dropping aid into Gaza? Okay, let's take a look. 80% of you say yes. That's the same amount of you that said yes during the second half hour, and 20% of you say no, you do not agree. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. 2 U.S. National Guard members and a Border Patrol agent that died in Friday's helicopter crash near the border are now identified. Officials say 2 soldiers who died were Army National Guard members Casey Frankowski and John Gracia III. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed the death of Border Patrol agent Chris Luna. A 4th New York Army National Guard soldier sustained injuries in the crash, but there were no further details on their condition. Officials say they assigned the chopper to a support mission and it went down while conducting aviation operations. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Murder investigations are underway in Hawaii. First responders found a family of 5 dead Sunday morning. Police say it appears the man killed a woman and 2 children and 1 teen with a knife recovered from the scene inside a Manoa neighborhood residence. Authorities confirmed that the suspect was the father and husband of the slain family. The 2 children were 12 and 10 years old and the teen was 17. The motive for the incident is unclear. Police say there are no prior reports of domestic violence in the home. In North Carolina, a woman escaped through her vehicle's sunroof after it became submerged. This happened after the woman's vehicle hydroplaned off the road. Emergency crews responded, shutting down the road to help the woman. You can see the car practically entirely underwater with a shattered sunroof at the scene. Troopers did not say how the woman broke through the sunroof, but she went home with her family and is okay. Witnesses say a biker sideswiped an SUV while trying to make a right turn onto Navarro. It happened around noon Sunday in front of HEB. The driver of the motorbike reportedly suffered minor injuries. As you can see, first responders treated him at the scene, and the driver of the SUV made it out of the crash without any injuries. Oppenheimer winning big at this year's Academy Awards, a blockbuster movie taking home 7 Oscars, including Best Picture.
A powerful force at this year's Academy Awards, winning 7 Oscars, including Best Film.
Oppenheimer.
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 8-time nominee Christopher Nolan receiving his first win in the directing category, and Cillian Murphy winning his first trophy for Best Actor.
For better or for worse, we're all living in Oppenheimer's world, so I would really like to dedicate this to the peacemakers everywhere.
Poor Things taking home trophies in several design categories. Emma Stone winning Best Actress. The 2-time winner accepting the award with a wardrobe malfunction.
My dress is broken. I think it happened during I'm Just Ken. The women in this category, Sandra, Annette, Carrie, Lily, I share this with you.
I'm just Ken, anywhere else I'd be.
Ryan Gosling's performance of the Oscar-nominated song bringing the crowd to their feet. But it was Barbie's other hit song that won the gold.
What was I made for?
Brother and sister duo Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell setting the record as the youngest 2-time Oscar winners at age 22 and 26.
I had a nightmare about this last night.
The first award of the night went to supporting actress nominee Da'Vine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers.
For so long, I've always wanted to be different. And now I realize I just need to be myself.
3-time nominee Robert Downey Jr. winning his first Oscar for his supporting role in Oppenheimer.
I'd like to thank my terrible childhood and the Academy in that order.
4-time host Jimmy Kimmel had the audience laughing all night. One joke taking aim at the former president.
Well, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for watching. I'm surprised you're still, isn't it past your jail time?
The nominees and the winners partied at the governor's ball. They celebrated with champagne and dinner created by Chef Wolfgang Puck. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Hollywood.
Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Let's take a look at the clock. It is 6:38 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. A health concern in Northern California.
I'm ABC's Em Wynn in Washington. President Joe Biden and ex-President Donald Trump holding dueling rallies in Georgia this weekend. How they were not backing down from attacking one another. Coming up.
Okay, let's take a look on the outside. Temperature starting off near 60 degrees by 11 a.m. And for your Tuesday, well, 11 p.m. actually. For your Tuesday, in the 70s, of course, starting off in the 50s. So warm conditions ahead. And what about rainfall chances? They're on the way. We'll give you the details coming up. Good morning. Current time is 6:41 here on your Monday. Trey Mining here, by the way. Looking at southerly winds throughout the day. Starting off near calm, but increasing a little bit in velocity by later on in the afternoon, I'm thinking. Keeping that humidity level quite high for us here at the surface. And we're looking at a few rain showers moved on through. Actually had a pretty good thunderstorm complex near the southern parts of Calhoun County earlier. That's pretty much just faded away and moved on out. But the clouds begin to erode a little bit from coming up from the north to south across the state of Texas and mainly concentrating in the Gulf along the southeasterly flow of the subtropical jet stream there. So we'll keep the clouds in place for us. I think the rain is pretty much out of the picture for the time being, but it'll be coming back later on this week. We have high pressure still over the area, moving to the east now, allowing that southerly wind flow around the high to come into place here and give us the humid conditions. Just waiting for the right trigger mechanism to get this moisture lifted up in the atmosphere and cause thunderstorms and rain to form in a more concentrated manner, that is. That'll be courtesy of a front moving through by the end of the week time frame to give us a better rain chance by then. How much is that chance and how long does the rain chances last? We'll take a look at that and maybe some cool temperatures by the weekend. Also show you that coming up later on in the full 7-day forecast. Here is Zach with sports.
Lots on the line over at Memorial Stadium this Saturday afternoon. The East Titans with a win. Well, they're going to punch their ticket to the postseason, and they were able to do just that using 3 first-half goals, courtesy of Matthew Garcia, Pedro Gavina, and Elmer Guevara. And when the clock struck 0, they gave Coach Choppett an ice bath to celebrate on an already chilly afternoon. The boys are off for the week. We'll find out the playoff details soon for the East side. Victoria East Powerlifting, they're already sending 12 girls to state pretty soon, and the boys just competed at the regional championship trying to send some guys, and they were able to do that. They're going to have more than a handful of guys going to state. Jose Lugo in the super heavyweight claimed first at a new record, benching 600 pounds. Mason Watts got second, also qualifies for state. In addition to those two qualifying for state, Draven Garza, Randall Delgado, Victor Roberson, Joe Alarcon, and Jordan Stafford all qualify for state as well. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
Thank you, Zach. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV, the Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. The 2024 election showdown is in full swing with President Joe Biden in New Hampshire today after he and his GOP rival Donald Trump faced off in competing campaign rallies this weekend in the battleground state of Georgia. It's one of 8 planned visits to swing states for the president in the wake of his State of the Union address.
Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump in dueling campaign rallies this weekend. Both rivals in the critical swing state of Georgia, laying out the stakes for this election.
Our freedoms are literally on the ballot this November.
The president aiming to lock in the image of a feisty commander-in-chief projected at his State of the Union address. Biden continuing the themes raised, the fight for democracy and reinstating Roe v. Wade and increasing taxes on the wealthy. Biden pointing to his predecessor who is rallying in Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's district.
Donald Trump has a different constituency. Here's a guy who's kicking off his general election campaign on the road up with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It can tell you a lot about a person who he keeps company with.
The ex-president taking aim at the president's immigration policies.
The border is the biggest problem. I think it's one of the biggest problems, the greatest threat to the history of our country.
Trump is looking to win the battleground state of Georgia, where he lost to Biden in 2020 and now faces criminal charges for his efforts to overturn his election defeat. Our new poll, completed after Biden's address last week, shows Trump holding a 3-point lead over the president. But 30% say they trust neither candidate. Biden's campaign launching a $30 million ad blitz, touting his accomplishments and joking about his age.
Look, I'm not a young guy. That's no secret.
A day after the president's visit to the swing state of Pennsylvania.
But here's the deal. I understand how to get things done for the American people.
President Biden in New Hampshire today, where he's expected to discuss health care costs. The Trump campaign has no scheduled events this week, but Trump's lawyers face a big day in court Thursday in his classified documents case. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Time is now 6:46 on our Monday morning. Still to come, 5 people are dead after a small jet crashed. All right, it is time to celebrate those birthdays. Happy birthday to Carter. Happy birthday, Carter, from Papa, Mom, Dad, and your brothers and sisters. We love you. May you have a wonderful day.
It's also happy birthday to Juanita. Happy birthday, Mom. Wishing you many more.
Happy birthday, Juanita. And happy birthday to Crystal. A very happy birthday. On Sunday, we will be celebrating with you all weekend and this week from your dear friends and family that love you so much.
All right, and also Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers turns 31 today. To see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now at sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com. Click on More on the home. You'll see the KVU Submit Your Birthday.
All right, the time is just about 6:47 on our Monday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today.
And we'll be right back. Good morning. It's 10 minutes away from 7 a.m. on your Monday. And a few rain showers earlier this morning. It pretty much is out of the picture now, as the dry area in the middle lows over the atmosphere has pretty much cleared that out. And let's see here. This is, come on, remote. Well, I just kind of have to wing it here. We're seeing a few rain showers today, pretty much out of the picture now. Partly cloudy skies for the majority of the day today. With high temperatures, we'll be in the 70s pretty much area-wide. Oh, there we go. Maybe it got some life into it. There we go. Just took some time to get it going. And you see that's pretty much exited now, so the wind's still going to continue to keep the moisture in place here and give us humid days and eventually some rainfall chances. Just not today, though. Temperatures at 9 a.m. in Victoria, 58 degrees. A few high clouds in the atmosphere. Lows will be in the overnight with 50s again, with highs today in Victoria in the mid-70s. Port Lavaca, a little bit cooler on the bayfront. highs in the low 70s there. And Cuero about the same, 55 degrees. By your early morning hours, 9 a.m., 3 o'clock, 73 degrees will be the daytime high. And it looks like it'll be pretty good weather, although we'll see a few rain showers toward the end of the week. A little bit cooler coming up by the weekend.
A health concern in Northern California, Sacramento Medical Facility trying to contact about 300 people who are possibly exposed to measles. Doctors at UC Davis treated a child for the highly contagious disease on March 5th. Leaders say the child had traveled abroad and was evaluated at the hospital's emergency room between noon and 5 p.m. Leaders say people at the facility not vaccinated against measles or who are unsure of their vaccination status are at risk of getting the disease between 1 to 3 weeks after being exposed. Public health leaders say they've seen an increase in measles cases in recent years. The CDC says so far they've seen 45 cases in 17 states since the beginning of the year. All bets are on in North Carolina. Sports gambling officially kicks off in the state today. A new law that legalizes sports gambling went into effect last January, but it's taken some time for the state's Education Lottery Commission to establish rules and regulations. Supporters say gambling will provide an economic boost to the state, but opponents are concerned about people who get addicted to gambling and lose their life's earnings. North Carolina becomes the 38th state in the country to legalize sports gambling and the 30th to allow for mobile gambling. Still to come on Sunrise. News to know before you go. 4 people shot in Louisiana Sunday at a pharmacy. Five people are dead after a small private jet crashed in Virginia on Sunday. The aircraft crashed into a wooded area near the Ingalls Field Airport around 3 p.m. and became fully engulfed in flames. The 5 deaths include the pilot and first officer on board and the 3 passengers. Police say one of the passengers was a child. According to authorities, it's unclear where the plane was traveling to or whether or not wind was a factor in the crash. The airport closed following the incident. Virginia State Police and the FAA and the NTSB are investigating. 4 people were shot in Louisiana Sunday outside a pharmacy. Authorities believe 2 of the victims have life-threatening injuries, but all were taken to the hospital. Police are still investigating, but say multiple shooters may be involved. As celebrities prepared to hit the red carpet for the Oscars, a crowd gathered outside of the venue to protest. And hundreds of protesters marched through Hollywood ahead of the awards to highlight what they call a genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. Organizers included the U.S. Palestinian Community Network, Black Lives Matter LA, the Free Democratic Palestinian Movement, and the International League of People's Struggle. A dispersal order was issued in the area for the unlawful assembly. Groups groups are calling for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in industry and for industry leaders in Hollywood to take action. SpaceX has launched another batch of satellites into orbit. The Falcon 9 rocket carrying 23 satellites lifted off from the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California at 11:09 p.m. Central. This is the 17th flight for the first stage booster supporting the mission. It is a second Starlink mission in a little over 4 hours. Earlier, the company launched 23 of the broadband craft from Florida's Space Coast. Starlink is SpaceX's broadband mega constellation, which beams internet service to people around the world. Heavy rainfall brought flooding to some parts of New Jersey over the weekend. It rained for several hours in some areas, and some parts of the state saw between 2 and 3 inches of rain within a 24-hour period. According to the National Weather Service, wind gusts reached up to 48 miles per hour on Sunday, with power outages and downed trees reported throughout the area. Victoria County Commissioners meet this morning at 10 a.m. We have some items from the agenda. They'll discuss and consider extending the promotions at the Victoria Regional Airport. They're also going to discuss and consider the use of a QR code to accept donations for Victoria County Animal Services. If you cannot attend today's meeting in person, you can attend the meeting virtually via Zoom. Florida law enforcement says they're working to free a sperm whale that became beached off the coast of Venice Sunday. Drone images show the stranded whale beached on a sandbar about 50 yards from shore. At last check, the whale is still alive. It's unclear what caused it to get stranded. As their neighbors fled, these Texas volunteer firefighters raced toward the flames. Read the story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now we have time for a final look at our forecast with Trey. Trey, it got a little frosty, or not frosty, just a little cooler. Are we dipping back into those higher temps this week?
Yeah, we're going to see increasing higher temperatures back in the 80s coming up by midweek. Today will be in the 70s. A few rain showers have already pushed on through the area. A few lingering clouds will give us a partly cloudy sky pretty much the majority of the day. And Victoria, 9 a.m., 58 degrees with sunny to partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Mid-70s by 3 o'clock in the afternoon with southerly winds near 10 to 15 miles per hour. Port Lavaca, the benefit of the sea breeze keeping those folks a little bit cooler. 71 degrees or so by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies. All the rain's out of the picture for now. Cuero, more sun, a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, 73 degrees more than likely for the high there as well. And keeping our temperatures pretty nice overall. 70s today and tomorrow with our dry conditions this afternoon, Tuesday and Wednesday. Another front moves in by Friday, which will give us a little bit better rain chances by then. A little bit cooler as you see by Saturday and Sunday. Some breezy conditions, so a little bit cooler there as you see by the weekend. We're still lingering rain showers during that period of time. And the best time for a rainfall chance this week will be with the frontal passage on Friday, so keeping a 40% chance in it for that. Nothing severe unexpected, of course, with that. Otherwise, pretty nice week overall. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures warm, comfortable in my opinion. Overnight lows comfortable as well in the 60s and some 50s thrown in there throughout the 7-day period.
Looks like we have some wonderful spring weather ahead of us,
We do.
Trey.
The spring has sprung for us.
I'm going to get on that bicycle all week.
There you go. Sounds like a good deal.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful start to your Monday. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.